There we go. So whoever we don't get on today, we'll be sharing our different platforms within the school and outside of the school. Yeah.
I turned the music down a little bit so you guys can hear each other.
Oh, yeah. And Ms. Onsgard, you'll be able to see if like people come in late if we're.
Yep, I'm watching.
We still got 2 minutes, huh?
Yeah, hey, you know what I'm thinking when I saw that cup?
Yeah. Yeah. And your answer is yeah.
Okay.
I have to switch it up a little bit.
I like it. I like it. I like it, man. Hey, you like you on the Tonight Show. You gotta get you one of them jet microphones now.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Hey, Ms. Onsgard, for some reason, Stefan is getting another meeting in progress. I don't know why it's saying that.
I don't know.
That's weird. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know why you're doing that. Hello?
Hey, Cedric, the turkey bites?
Huh? No, man, I'm out of them too, man. I need some of them. I'm out of them. I just had some, man. I can't keep it in the house.
Man, things are good.
Man, they are.
Hey, you should try with some Ritz crackers.
I did.
Oh,
man.
Ooh. That's a meal.
You ain't kidding. What a snack, man.
Bear with us, y'all. We're having some technical difficulties.
Oh, man.
I definitely know how that is.
For real.
Yeah.
We've been
I don't have a signal in here. Are you able to call Stefan real quick?
Hey, Skyler.
Hello.
Did you have any problem getting connected?
Yeah, I think it's the wrong link.
Okay, so somehow there were 2 links generated.
I tried to go to the email one, and it said it was your personal meeting room, Ms. Onsgard.
Oh, you know what, Virgil? I had sent you guys the Zoom link yesterday when we were trying it out. That is not the one that was for this meeting.
Okay, hold on.
I had to like manually put in all the letters on the Facebook post that he made.
Okay, so this is the one from the Facebook post, just not the one he emailed to everybody?
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. That explains it.
Hey, Ms. Onsgard, are you able to send the correct one to Stefan, or that he can send it to Reggie?
I believe I can.
Appreciate it.
Let me see.
Or you can carbon copy Reggie Brooks. He's over at Auburn. Reggie Brooks.
I don't know how to do it without disconnecting everybody who's already on this call.
Okay. And it won't let you minimize it and do it?
Well, let me see if I can. Hold on a second. Let me try doing it through the app.
Are you able to do it, Skyler?
Okay.
Send a link to Stefan?
I think I actually just was able to do it. I opened the app and I can do it there. So. See, this should do it. And Virgil, I'm copying you in on that, so you have the correct link.
You don't think I sent out the wrong? I couldn't have sent out the wrong one because said and wrong.
Yeah, you did. It sounds like that from what Skyler said, that the one that was on the Facebook post was correct, but the one that was emailed was my personal one. So I think you copied it from the email I had sent you originally from us meeting and talking about this yesterday.
Okay.
I think that's what happened.
Are we able to put that correct one on that email thread?
Well, I just sent it to you, so feel free to reply to everybody with it. Let me see. I think I can go to your. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to reply all to the email that you had sent that had that link on it.
Perfect.
There we
Correct
go.
link.
Okay, looks like that went through.
Thank you.
In the meantime, play music again. There we go. Now we're getting people. Okay.
All right. Sorry about that, everybody.
No problem.
No problem at all.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Hey, Maureen. I see you, Maureen. Simone's on here.
Sorry, I was a little late. I didn't know.
No, bro, we sent out the wrong link or something. And we're still waiting on Stefan to get in?
Hang up, as your call will be handled in the order it was received.
There he is.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Good.
We took the long scenic route.
I see you, Ryan. Ryan's on here too. All right. Hey, we're going to get started. Worst case scenario, Miss Onsgard, if we have to break down the breakout rooms to like 25 minutes or 20 minutes, we'll do that. We'll just see how the time goes. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right.
And if we need anybody else to have recording permission, let me know. I assigned a couple extras just in case.
Yep, Stefan, Reggie, yourself, me, that's it. All right, let's get this party started, y'all.
All right.
All right, man. It is good to see everybody, man.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
good to see you, man.
I see some familiar faces.
Yes, sir.
Hey, it's a family affair. It's like a family reunion up in here.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so we want to welcome everybody to our 5th Breaking Bread virtual assembly, March Breaking Bread, entitled Notes Worth Taking. Brought to you by Virgil, Hobson, and Stefan Miller, parent liaisons of KMS. Our reoccurring panelist, Reggie Brooks. Can you tell them real quick who you are, Reg?
Hey, I'm the Virgil and Stefan of Auburn High School. I'm the parent liaison over here, one of 5 over here at Auburn High School. I oversee the Kappa and Gifted programs as a parent liaison in that position.
All right. Then our special guest, we have Amanee Avery, saxophonist.
Hello.
Thank you, Amanee. You tell them a little bit about what you do, Amanee?
Oh, sure. Saxophone player, local in the Rockford area, and educator.
All right. What school are you at?
Oh, no, I'm not teaching this year, formally.
Okay, but you are an educator. Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful thing.
And is it all right if I call Amanee Sax Chick?
Miss Sax.
Miss Sax Chick. There you go.
Yes.
Then we got our big brother, Hanserd.
Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? What's up?
Right,
what's up?
Big
How's everybody doing out there?
Soul group, Too Deep. I don't call it R&B, I call it soul.
Yeah, thank you. Been around forever. Been around for over 40 years.
Wow.
Started in gospel, all local. Yep.
All right. And then we got my I ain't gonna call him little bro. My bro, Steve Muhammad, musician, coach, spiritual leader, minister, Steve Muhammad.
Hey. What's going on? Man, honored to be here, man. You hit it all. Other than Cedric, I go back since I was knee-high to a grasshopper.
Exactly. We're going to talk about that some today, too, man.
And Cedric older than he looked.
Thank God, right? Saying thank God.
But yeah, you got that right.
All right, so family, we're gonna have some fun today. I'm gonna turn it over to Miss Onsgard. She gonna set it off.
All right, I'm looking forward to this, guys. All right, so in my very extra manner, welcome to the first ever Name That Jam competition. Our contestants today, whether or not they know it, are going to be, and pardon me if I pronounced your name incorrectly, I've never met you before. Amanee, Cedric, and Steve, you guys will be our competitors today. Everybody else, you are part of our studio audience, and you are very encouraged to help our contestants today. If you have an idea of what the correct answer is, please put so in the chat. For our 3 contestants, the way that the game goes is you will hear a performance about 15 seconds of a song that could be from the Motown era, from the 90s, or even today, or somewhere in between. It is your job to guess what the title of the song is. The first person to correctly shout out over everybody what the correct answer is will be the winner. If you know the artist, you're welcome to say so. There are no additional points for doing so. If nobody knows, then I will lie and make up a song and we will move on and nobody wins. Whoever gets the most answers correct wins the most phenomenal prize you can ever win. Courtesy of yourself, you get the pride of being the winner.
Nice.
Costs a lot of money to make that prize happen.
Nice.
A lot of sponsors. So, all right. So just to refresh, in case anybody came in afterwards, the rules of the game are that Amanee, Cedric, and Steve are 3 competitors. They're the ones who can shout out the answers. If you know the answer, feel free as a member of our audience to type your answer in the chat. So, our 3 contestants, make sure you're watching the chat to see if you can
get it. What can go wrong here, Cedric? What can go wrong?
A lot can go wrong. I should have worked out before this.
Oh, well, and I think you'll enjoy our special guest performers today. So, Mr. Hobson and Mr. Miller, I'm going to ask for you guys to be my assistants in recognizing who is the first one to shout out the answer, because I might not be as fast on the ball as you guys are, since I'll be paying attention to the game itself. All right, so for the first component of it, I'm actually going to do a sample. So this one is not for points. This is just to practice the rules of the game. Your first performer is Jennifer Onsgard, this lady. So I'll be singing about a 15-second-ish clip for you of a song, and I want you to guess what the title of the song is. Yes, you can interrupt me. Don't worry about shouting over me. I'm loud anyway, and I'm used to it. Mr. Hobson, Mr. Miller will pay attention to see which of you is the first one to announce the correct title of it. As I said, you're welcome to mention the artist. You do not get any extra points for doing so. So, first one, and audience members, as I said, feel free to type your answers in the chat to support our contestants today. Ooh, I bet you're wondering how I knew about your plans.
Marvin Gaye, Gladys Knight.
Heard it through the grapevine.
All right, who is first, gentlemen?
Amanee was first.
All right, so Amanee is up to 1 point. Woo.
Did I even have the right song?
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I was right. Yeah, heard it through the grapevine.
Oh, that was it? Okay, okay.
Yep.
That was supposed to be the practice round. That one didn't get a point.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're not in the lead yet. All right. For song number 2, it is me again. This one is for actual points. I don't know where Mr. Hobson left, but there he is. Okay. Lonely mother gazing out of a window, staring at a sunset.
TLC.
Did we get the name of the song? I heard the band.
Waterfalls.
Waterfalls.
All right,
I think Amanee got that again. I think Steve said TLC.
Yeah, somebody gave her the answers there.
Excellent job, guys.
We need the name of the song. Name of the song.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm bad with the
artist is bonus. You don't have to say it, but you can.
I'm a little slow on the trigger there. It needs to be a buzzer here.
For real.
We do need a buzzer. We need a Kahoot style buzzer. All right. So for songs number 3 and 4, our next guest performer is none other than our own band teacher and music teacher here, Skyler Mackovitch, who will be playing on the something.
Oh man.
All right.
We're in trouble.
Just so that anyone who doesn't know who I
we're in
am,
real trouble here.
my name is Skyler Mackovitch. I'm the music teacher here at Kennedy. First song I'm going to play, I'm actually going to do it on 2 different instruments. These are just the instruments I've been using the most with the students. First one is trumpet. Sorry if it's loud. I mean, not really, but you know.
Oh, yeah. Stevie Wonder.
Sir Duke.
Sir Duke.
Nice.
Dang.
Monty got it.
Yeah.
Money again.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Monty, you hot? You hot?
Hey, man,
Monty, you got me again. I need the buzzer here.
Money, black her camera out, man.
Right, block Monty, yeah.
You
need to ask her out. Yeah. Right.
Remember, contestants, the way to win this game is violently shout louder than everybody else and faster than they can do it. All right, so Amanee is in first place with 2 points. And to follow up, and tied for last place are Cedric and Steve, who have so far not beaten Amanee even at the test question. All right, Mr. Mackovitch, please present song number 4.
All right, next song, it is on the saxophone. So sorry, Amanee.
Oh, see.
Do my best.
dang.
Hey, play it again.
It's Bruno Mars.
I think it's a little faster than that, ain't it?
Move. I think it's called Move.
Much faster.
Yeah, 24 Karat Magic.
Yeah, 24 karat. Yes.
There we go.
Threw us off. It was slower. Yeah, it's supposed to be faster. Yeah.
Personally,
Nice job.
saxophone player, but more of a trombone player personally. But
Nice job.
Excellent job.
Nice. Good
Amanee.
job. Good job.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Recap our current
Terrible
scores.
job.
Amanee's
Terrible job.
Clearly in first place.
Amanee's killing us. Amanee's a saxophone player.
I know I was so nervous.
And props to everybody who was able to get that right, because I knew the song. I didn't realize that's what he was playing. So, we're good. All right, so for our next two performers, it will be via video. So give me one moment to set up my screen share. Not that. Here we go. There it is. Okay, and my gentleman assistants, if you can be especially vigilant at watching and listening to who is giving the answer, because I won't be able to look at the screen while I'm doing this. Okay, so our next guest performer is Miss Natalie Boone. She is our Kennedy 8th grade ELA teacher. And here is song number 6, or 5, I should say.
The volume's way low.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
I don't have any volume.
Let's try that again with me doing it correctly.
Say you and Steve would definitely not get that.
Yeah, we.
Hey, y'all got to give me that one. I got
Right.
that one.
Okay, let's try again.
Bittersweet memories.
I will always love you.
Yeah, I will always love you.
With
Excellent.
me.
So I gotta let the clip play out. All right. So was I correct in hearing that it was Amanee yet again?
Amanee again.
All right.
Yeah, she's killing us.
Redmond needs to be let into Breaking Bread.
She has a list over there.
Hey, we should change it, man. Sax chick got to name it with her saxophone.
Right, right.
Did somebody say that we have somebody who needs to come in?
Yes, Miss Redmond said she's in the waiting room.
Okay, now I got to figure out. I think I have to stop share and come back to it. Yes, I do. All right, she's coming in just in time, Miss Redmond. All right. Let's do this again. Okay, so now we are on song number 6. It is still Miss Natalie Boone, esteemed 8th grade English teacher.
If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far.
Ain't no mountain high enough.
Baby,
Ain't no mountain high enough. Yeah, I got
it. You know I beat you to that one, Sid. Come on, Sid.
Cedric got it.
Awesome.
Come on,
Yeah, I hit the buzzer a little faster.
Oh, man.
All right, and then just for the fun of it, name anybody who ever performed that song.
Tammy Terrell, Marvin Gaye.
All right, there we go. Okay, so to recap our current scores, Amanee is in first place with 4 points. Cedric is in second place with 1 point, and Steve, I am sorry, you fail. All right, so our next.
Lost.
Steve, you gotta pick your game up, man.
Yeah, pick it up, Steve. I'm coming for you, Monty.
Our next and last guest performer just showed up in the room. So we will have a clip of our very own Principal Treveda Redmond for songs number 7 and 8. So here is song number 7.
Oh, no, not with my heart
And when your boys come around, no, you're not disrespecting me. You're not trying to be Mr. Wannabe hard.
Wow.
Teddy Pendergrass.
I am stumped.
Got me.
I am stumped.
Oh.
Baby, that's just why I love you so much.
Monica, why I love you so much.
Oh, my
There we go.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Excellent job. All right, Amanee is.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Nobody got that one.
Hey, y'all got to use your help. Watch that chat. Watch that chat.
Yeah. Watch the chat. That's where the studio audience is contributing with what they believe the answer is.
Yep.
And so far, some of our studio audience is really killing it. So I think you guys should pay attention to that chat.
Yeah.
All right. So our last song also comes from Principal Treveda Redmond.
Honey, I love you. He held me in desperation. I thought it was a revelation. And then he walked out.
I saw love on a two-way street.
Yes, who was
Two-way street.
Oh, yeah. I'm out. I'm out.
All right.
I'm done.
Excellent job. All right, contestants. We've got Amanee took first place with 5 points, who wins the grand prize of pride, knowing that she got first place. We've got Cedric with second place and 2 points, winning the pride of knowing that he didn't get last place. And Steve gets the pride of knowing he participated. We don't have participation trophies because we don't have any trophies.
He got the ribbon.
It was a conspiracy, man. It was a conspiracy, bro.
All right, y'all, that was fun. Now we're going to go into our breakout rooms. Miss Onsgard is going to set that up. So you can set it up till about 5:20, which will give us about 20 minutes or so. And then we'll come back and discuss what was discussed in the breakout rooms collectively.
All right, and then Mr. Hobson, how long would you like the breakout rooms to be?
You can set it up for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, gotcha.
Thank you, Ms. Redmond. Thank you.
You guys did a great job.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Good job.
That was
a lot of fun.
Yes, let's have a hand for all of our willing participants.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I will send out to breakout rooms now, and you guys should all have your ability to record.
Just gonna connect join, guys, to go into the breakout rooms. Click join.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi, Virgil, you're muted.
Virgil.
We can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. Which breakout room did Amanee end up in?
I don't know.
You know what? We're good. We're good. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. My bad, y'all. She's in the one with Reggie, I believe.
Yes, yes, she is.
All righty. Well, we got each other, right? Okay. So, one of the subjects we're going to be talking about, and those worth taking, and Ms. Onsgard, I'm going to ask for your help on this. You were talking about, we were having a discussion yesterday, how even if you're not aspiring to be a singer or a musician, how that can help you in your educational journey or help a student in their educational journey.
Yeah, what we had talked about briefly yesterday was I was explaining how when I used to help with the musicals at Jefferson High School, that a lot of the students who worked in the tech theater, so they were the ones who built the sets and that sort of thing, how they saw how much fun the participants in the actual musicals and plays were having, so they wanted to try their hand at it. And they, a lot of the times, because they weren't used to being performers, they struggled with that. And they would say, I can't sing, I can't act. And my response to them was always the same. I would say, I cannot build a house. I have taken 0 classes on house building, which means I've never studied it. It is the same thing with singing or acting. If you want to learn how to do it, study how to do it. I believe that almost anybody can learn how to sing or learn how to act or learn really any kind of performing art. It's just like any other activity. If you want to know how to do it, you study how to do it. And the more you study, the better you're going to get at it. Yes, some people are born with natural talent, but that's not the be-all, end-all.
Apologize. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. I'm going to send her a text message.
Okay. That kind of provoked a thought. I was having a conversation with Miss Boone, and she went to NIU for performing arts and being on stage and all that. But then she gravitated to being a stagehand or something, and people don't realize how many opportunities there are involved with not even singing or performing, but just other things behind the scenes.
In the arts.
And even what Miss Onsgard did today behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There's and I don't know that much about it. I'm still learning myself. Miss Onsgard taught me this week.
It's awesome. We're all RPS people here. So something that I'll just share this out because it's not done. It's not live. We're still working on it. It is like behind the scenes work. I sit on the board for the Rockford Area Arts Council, and I am part of their education committee. And because there's like all of these amazing opportunities in Rockford, one of the projects that we're like right in the middle of developing right now is an actual like directory for students to have access to like find out these things, because like all of this stuff, and we have theater production as a part of that, or like behind the scenes work as a part of that. Like you want to do 3D printing, well, you need to learn how to use the software. And so we're actually working on something like that right now. We're hoping to launch it out to all of the artists like next week to start putting their opportunities in. And then once we have all the opportunities in, we're going to map it out across Rockford and see like, where are we missing? Where are we missing? Because we want arts to be accessible. I mean, that's the Arts Council. We want arts to be accessible for like all kids in Rockford, because there's so much value in it. And that's, yeah, I mean, I'm a huge supporter of the arts, and that's so important.
Wow. And speaking on that 3D printer, Miss Mbach, she got one recently.
Did you?
Yeah, I got one last year, right before we closed down.
Okay.
And so I've just started messing around with it. I can print files that already exist.
Mm-hmm.
I need to learn how to design my own things, so that way I can show. I'm sure if I found the program, the students would figure it out well before I would. But that's part of getting our makerspace up and running. We've got a 3D printer and a Cricut here. I just did some cleaning today, and we've got our arts and crafts section for the kids to come in and just create and build. And
so are you familiar with Karate Horse Arts or New Genre Art Studio, Steve Knopfsinger? So he would be somebody worth reaching out to, because he did 3D printing classes last year before pre-COVID, and he did them out of New Genre, and they were geared towards, like, my son did them and he was 8.
Oh, okay.
Was he 8? Yeah, he was 8. I don't know. Time is weird. But this was like he got to design stuff in CAD, and this was like one of the little things he made little keychains. His name is Oliver. And so he designed his own little keychains and like picked the colors, and then so Steve would do them, and then like the next week he would pick it up from the class. And like one week Steve had like 3D or glow in the dark filament, so they designed snap together robots. And like Oliver got to design all of it, but it's Steve Knopfsinger, and he would tell you the software.
Okay.
And he's awesome. He's an amazing, I mean, he's a talented, amazing artist and local artist.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that was with New Genre. Well, yeah, Jason Judd, who runs New Genre, he's a teacher over at Auburn.
Okay, I've heard. I was talking to Mark, the IT guy. He goes between Auburn and Kennedy a lot, and he was mentioning quite a bit of what Auburn has going on and things.
Yeah, so it's neat.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a little like baby maker space going.
Awesome.
So that way students can just get experiences, and even staff, like if they want to bring in their own vinyl or their own paper for the cricket, okay, here's the program. I can show you the basics and just access to material so that kids can explore the arts and all the different ways that you can include art in your life.
So neat. Roosevelt is working on a project called Precious Plastics. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but what it is they've been collecting, so I don't think they need any more, different colored plastics. So they're actually going to be able to make the filament for 3D printers.
That's really neat. I've seen it's not art, but it's, you take like the labels, like these kind of plastic labels, and you can shove them into 2-liter bottles and make bricks out of them.
Yeah, so awesome.
You can build things with those bricks.
So cool. So neat. There's so many awesome. It is art. I mean, it's.
We could do, Virgil, we could do a landscaping project here. Have kids save all their plastic labels, and you need quite a bit to fill a 2-liter, but then you could build a planter or something cool with it, or have the kids design what they want to make.
Yeah, there's so many possibilities within the arts. That's it. We have a we have a maker space at home, and that's the space that I'm in right now. Got our sewing machine and our Cricut machine, or the Cameo and the label maker and all the things, and because it's so important. And you don't have to be an artist. That's always the big thing. Like, you don't have to be an artist to love the arts. We did one activity in Virgil. This might be fun to do with some of the students in the spring. The kids they were mad. They didn't want to be home anymore. Maybe it was in the fall. It was in the fall because it was this year. They didn't want to be here anymore. Everything was done. We were done. And so we took all of our Nerf darts and we dumped them in paint buckets. And then we shoved them in the Nerf guns, and we made splatter paint art using the Nerf guns and the little Nerf bow, and all the darts were just covered in paint and everything. It was a giant mess, but it took all of that tension and it like gave it someplace creative to go. And it was like a positive outlet. And the kids, by the end of it, like, they were just laughing because it was funny, because the darts don't stick to the paper. They bounce everywhere, and then they bounce back and they hit you, and then you get paint on you. And it was just this fun, this fun project where, like, there's so much more to the arts than this like box that sometimes people stick them in. Like, landscaping is an art form, like horticulture is an art. Like, there's a lot that goes into that, and the thought process. And yeah, I think that arts integration into education is incredibly important.
Right. I totally agree.
So much value in it.
And it's definitely engaging. We proved that today, just in the beginning of our program, how much fun it can be and how people want to get involved in that type of thing. And you know what? That's one thing I want to touch on. And before I start talking about my prehistoric memories of of music in school and when I was school age, I'm just curious to know you all's ideas as far as maybe some experiences that you had when you were in school that maybe ideas that we can implement in some of the schools, or maybe something that you didn't do that you think might work, that we could do right away, that we ain't got to go through a whole bunch of
Yeah, this was more in college, but I think we could do it now. So to get my degree, I had to take an art class and a music class. We brought back recorders in college. So, but one thing we did in our art class is we tried all sorts of different kinds of art, and we kept a portfolio of it. So I still have that notebook, and it's not great art, but it's all art that I made, and I got to try a variety of techniques like collage and watercolor, and I know Mr. Baserdo has a program that he's really good at and follows, but I think if anything we can do to get the kids trying new things and showing them more about all the different avenues of art, because I think sometimes they look at like the old school paintings and they're like, that's what I have to be able to do. I have to be a good drawer. And I can't draw to save my life, but I can create some pretty nice looking signs on Canva. You know, so even if we have kids designing things in computer software, that's still bringing arts in, and using programs like Canva, that's free.
You know, I'm still learning about STEM. Is STEM kind of
You want STEAM because STEAM integrates art. So that's the science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Whereas STEM is just the science, technology, engineering, and math.
Okay, I got you.
So STEAM is the acronym that includes more art integration.
Are you telling me I've been pronouncing it wrong all these years?
No, there's two.
Two different things.
Yeah, STEM is kind of the, I want to say STEM is like the original, but then they wanted to focus on including arts as well, and it became STEAM. So there is a difference between STEM and STEAM.
I'm so sorry.
No, I want to see what you brought.
So this is one of our STEAM projects that we have here, and it is an art paint pendulum. You don't need to be artistic to do this because you literally just fill this with paint, put the paper underneath, and then it swings and the paint comes out and you make it go different, you know, you do it different ways. But this is like STEAM of like, you're looking at how fast it goes, the trajectory, what is it doing, and how the different weights of the paint, how does but ultimately it's making like just really neat art pieces.
Wow, that's super cool.
Yeah, and it's nothing fancy. Like I don't know, my daughter built it. Like it's nothing fancy, but there's all kinds of like, I'm a huge fan of art therapy, of like, get kids doing art. Like art gets kids talking. Like it gets them out of their head and creative and using that other side of the brain that helps to focus back on, you know, or takes, I don't know. I love
it. Doing some really cool things with Minecraft. My daughter, she'll be 6 next week, and she's really into Minecraft. And I asked her to make me something in Minecraft, and she made me a library. And then she made me this super tall giraffe, and she went through and changed it. First, she started with all yellow, then she went back through in Minecraft and put in the brown spots. But even things that the kids are have access to and have knowledge of already, like Minecraft, can be super creative for them.
Wow.
I mean, part of Makerspace is not only the arts part of it, but I think just giving the kids a space to be creative is something that our students really need here. A space to make mistakes, a space to try again, a space to fail, and just be like, well, okay, what will work?
There's a really awesome kids book. It's called Beautiful Oops. Have either of you read that? It's a pop-up.
Okay.
It's a pop-up book. Like
I love books like that.
And the whole premise of it is exactly like, you know, a spill isn't a spill, and then you turn the page and like they've made it into like a purple elephant or like somebody, and it's just this whole idea of beautiful oops of like, don't look at it as a mistake. Look at it as like what is something beautiful that you can create out of this situation?
Yeah. Well, my first I just emailed my staff because I asked for magazines. My first Makerspace project for next year, because I need to get magazines and stuff, we're going to read Looking Like Me by Walter Dean Myers. And it's a very short story, but this boy goes through and learns all the different parts of his identity. Like he's a boy, he's a son, he's a brother. But it's done in collage style. So I want the students, after we read it, this will serve as their mentor text or their example to go through and make a collage of all the different parts of themselves. So that's my plan to include art. I like to be super involved as the librarian. work in schools to work with children.
Yep. My musical memories growing up played a big part, I guess, in my way of being now as far as knowing how to give back. I lived in a house that was directly across the street from a church. And then behind me, our music choir director, and she was also a piano teacher. And so me and my two sisters used to have to go and take piano lessons. And she would take us to, and I know we can't do this now, but to different nursing homes and places like that to sing. And it just planted a seed in me at a young age. I was doing this like 4 or 5 years old, all the way to almost high school, to want to give back and help people, that kind of thing. I never could sing, but I mean, in the choir, I guess,
Yet.
kind of drowned out my terrible.
Can't sing yet.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I really cannot carry a tune.
Miss Onsgard said anybody can learn how to sing.
Yes.
Let's put some money on that, Jen.
We're gonna do it. I'm gonna give you voice lessons. We're gonna see what happens. Ooh.
Maureen, can you carry a tune?
No, but I can play the piano.
Really? Oh, we're gonna hold you to that. I'm making a note. Maureen.
Well,
you know.
it's been a long time. That was so when I think back about like my musical involvement growing up, I was trained in classical piano until like middle school. Like the hold your fingers up, we're gonna slap your knuckles if you don't have the right, that kind of classical piano.
I was just about to ask you if you enjoyed it, so I guess not.
You know, I hated it, and then I picked it back up as an adult, and now it's kind of that outlet. And music is huge for us. My husband was a touring musician for a while. Played music, like music for our kids that's something we've always like encouraged. And with COVID, he built took all of the music stuff that we have at our house, which is plenty between the two of us, and like put it all into a room in the basement and like created a music space for the kids with just stuff. And my son will go down there and just like beat on the drums when he's really mad. And it doesn't make sense. It's just noise, but it helps him feel better.
Yeah. Hey, we're about to go back to the other side in about 20 seconds. Who volunteers to share what we discussed on the other side? Okay, I'm gonna pick somebody because it ain't gonna be me.
I can share. Okay.
Okay. Did we had Sandra here all this time? Oh boy. Okay. See you on the other side.
Virgil, yes, I'm here. It's just that I was just listening.
Oh, okay. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm glad you're here, though.
Yes.
All right.
Hi, Maureen.
She stepped away. Oh, she went outside.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone else.
So I guess everybody else is stuck in their breakout rooms.
Hey, Sandy.
Hello.
You know, Virgil, there's so many things that you could collect to do art with kids too. Like I don't know, we save everything like paint cans and, you know, all kinds of different stuff to just use to create with.
Yep. Sorry about that.
That list. I went to a conference, a virtual conference last week, and one of the things, they gave me 3 pages of ideas of things you can collect for donations.
Wow.
Somehow, guys, we lost Cedric in our breakout room. I don't know what happened. I don't know if a Wi-Fi situation or what. He just kind of disappeared off the screen.
Oh, so he wasn't even there?
He was there, you know, for the first maybe 10 minutes, but you know, maybe a little less than 10 minutes or so, and then we lost him.
All right. Well, he might be able to jump back in at some point. Yeah. Are all the breakout rooms back? Everybody back?
Yep.
Yep.
All righty. So we're gonna spend the next 15 minutes just recapping what was discussed in the breakout rooms. So that's gonna give everybody about 5 minutes to do that. So Stefan, you have somebody that wants to talk about what you guys discussed?
Sure, Skyler, you want to go ahead and kind of sum up what we talked about in our breakout room?
Sure. So we kind of talked about some statements that may be true, maybe not true. We tried to just talk it out and kind of explain what those statements were. We focused on culture as well, talking about how music can reflect our culture and vice versa. We also talked about getting students to be a part of something when it comes to music, getting them feel like they're part of a group and having to feel like they can be safe in that group and fill any void that they might have just by being in that group, whether it's participating or just having some social interaction with other people as well.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, and Reggie, you have someone who wants to speak about what you guys discussed?
We didn't pick somebody, but if somebody wants to step up to the plate from my group, that'd be cool.
Okay, sure. we talked about the importance of the performing arts in the school system and in the community and the positive impact that it has on youth and reasons why it's important for youth to participate in those different performing arts programs, whether it improves skills in other areas, cultural skills or cultural knowledge, and also giving students a positive outlet, a place where they can express their negative emotions and turn it into something positive through use of music.
It's huge. That's awesome. That's awesome. And our breakout room, we have Brooke to go over what we discussed.
We talked about arts, integration, and all the different ways or all the different things that qualify as art. And so sometimes we have students or even ourselves that might say, I can't do this, or I'm not this. And Jen reminded us, you're not that person yet, but you can be. And then we also talked about things that we do with our families or at our buildings that are available for students to express themselves. And like the example I gave is I might not be very good at drawing, but I'm really good at creating design items on Canva. And so our students can explore lots of different ways to be creative and bring in art. And then I hyped up my makerspace for a little bit. That's what I've been focused on the last week, so.
I love Canva.
That's what I'm doing in the meantime is I'm working on something for my makerspace right now. I love Canva.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm sure some others have some thoughts to add to some of those things that were discussed. I just want to share a story real quick. And I don't know if I even mentioned this to you, Steve, or if you remember this, but just how important music and the arts and dance has an impact on our lives. I'm 53 years old. I'll be 54 in November. Steve and I went to elementary school together. I remember being in the first grade. Steve was in kindergarten, and we went to a Catholic school right down the south side, St. Francis, right connected to St. Anthony. Steve was in kindergarten, and it was something going on. It was I don't know if it was a talent show or something. Now, mind you, there's only a few black kids in this school. And I'm young, but I understood our culture a little bit, so I wasn't seeing many things that resonated me for what I seen in my neighborhood. We had a talent show or something, and I guess Steve did so well in his talent show or whatever they had in their kindergarten class, they brought him to our class to perform. And this in the days before breakdancing, we were doing the robot. And Steve broke out doing the robot. And I was like, oh my God. It was like seeing little Michael Jackson up there doing a robot on TV. I had never seen anybody doing that in school. Man, and it stuck with me. I was like, man, I'm seeing part of what I see out of my neighborhood, in my community, in my home, in my school for the first time. And I still remember. Do you remember that at all?
No.
Steve, I think we're going to have to see some of those moves.
Man, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh, you going for that one, man?
You know how they always do like before and like now pictures, like the reenactment? Steve, I think you should reenact the whole video part for us.
And then it reminds me too, the story that Stefan always tells me about how a lot of the youth in the neighborhood growing up here on the west side, how they always were playing instruments, and that was a big deal back in those days. But I'll let Stefan talk about that if he wants to.
Yeah, I've known Steve since he was probably about, I don't know, I'm going to say probably about 7 or 8 years old. And Steve he's always been an overachiever, man, okay? This guy played the drums, I know, I'm going to say at birth. And he was always playing drums for people who was 3 and 4 times his age. And he just was a phenom in playing the drums. So, you know, Steve is just a great talent, a great businessman, just a phenomenal person in general. So, man, the community appreciates Steve and all the things that he has done for Rockford, especially the west and south sides of Rockford. So, man, thank you, Steve. And Virgil, as you said, I'm probably the only kid in my area or in my neighborhood who did not play an instrument. I felt so bad about not playing. Hey, I'm glad Cedric's back. Good to see you, Cedric. Can you hear us? I don't think he can hear us yet.
No.
But as I said, man, I'm probably the only kid who did not play an instrument. My mom wouldn't let me play an instrument for some reason, although I was very involved in other things, especially athletics. But she did not feel that she could afford to let me play an instrument. So I had to live through music and instruments through people like Steve and Cedric. Cedric and them lived right through the alley in back of me, so I could walk through my backyard and get to Cedric's and them house. He had 2 other brothers who were also musicians. So I would tinker around with their guitars and their bass guitars. So I considered myself also a musician. Although I didn't take official lessons until I was 49 years old.
Oh, man, great times.
Hey, Steve, so I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, Steve. How did that get started with you, man? And the music and all that. And how was it? How did it get lost, man? I mean, the live instruments and that kind of thing. But first, how did you get into it?
Well, you know, I started out very young. Early on, I was beating on paint buckets, man, downtown Rockford. Beating on the paint buckets, get a few dimes, nickels, and quarters, and run to the store with my partners and buying candy. So that's, you know, how it really got started for me. But then I realized I had a gift to play a little bit, but my mother didn't. So she would take me to church, and I would sit there and beat on the pew. And one day we went to a church and visited, and they had a set of drums. And Stella Jefferson was the piano player at that time at the church my mother was attending. And we went, and I walked up there and got on the drums and started playing. And my mother was looking at me like, I'm gonna tear you up when we get home if you mess up. So, but she realized I could play, and I played and got a set of drums, and it went on from there, man. And ended up playing at many churches here in Rockford. I was the main drummer at St. Paul Church of God in Christ, and I want to thank Bishop Washington and Lynn Penix and Stan Penix for, you know, their pouring into me early on. Pastor Flanagan, the late Claiborne Salter, the church, or our family's church, where I was baptized and grew up as well, and Pilgrim, all the churches. I played with many of the choirs, Providence, all of them through the years at many concerts. And then went on to play with Psalms 100, a local gospel group here. Played with Cedric's dad in quartet music. And so that was my beginning, man. Just growing up here in Rockford, there was a lot of music and a lot of, as Stefan said, I played with guys, 2-3 times my age, and they just really poured into me a lot, just growing up. And that was my beginning in this city. So I enjoyed it, loved it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's a wonderful city to grow up in. And I just thank God for my upbringing here, man.
That's awesome. Does does he have a little audio? Can you talk to it?
Can you see me?
Yeah, we see you, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, yeah, I'm here. I'm back. I am back.
Yeah, hey, bro, can you share a little? Okay, Reg, we'll see you, Reg. Reg, be safe. Hey, said, can you just share a little bit about your musical journey and even still now you're doing it? But how did it get started?
Well,
I can't forget I played with 2 Deep too, Cedric. I forgot I played with 2 Deep. I can't believe y'all out.
Can't forget that, man. Well,
Yeah.
I tell you what, man. I come from a musical family. My dad, his brothers, actually his dad was quartet singers. They've been quartet singers for years and years and years. They practiced at our home. How I got involved is they had a guitar player, and back in the day, man, quartet music only had one guitar player, and they had a bass singer, which the bass singer would sing the bass part of the guitar, and everybody else would keep time by patting their legs or clapping. So I started getting fascinated with guitar, man. A guy named Bland Childers played the guitar, and he used to bring his guitar over, so I used to sneak and try to play it every now and then, and I was like probably 6 years old. Then fast forward that to about 11, I started actually playing. I just kind of by ear, but then my dad started giving us lessons, taking us to Guzzardo's. At that time, Guzzardo's was on the west side of Rock. And we started taking lessons, and from there, man, it kind of took off. I started, the love for music, man, just got me. It was like a bug that bit me, man. So, from there, I started befriending Joe and Mike Aaron, and we got into gospel strings, Psalms 100, and then 2 Deep. 2 Deep was formed because my mom and dad always wanted us brothers to get together and play. So that's 1988 or 1988 is when 2 Deep started. So it's been a long career, man. I mean, if you want to call it career, hobby, whatever you want to call it. We've played on a lot of big stages. Even with Psalms 100, we played with every gospel artist that was out there, from Walter Hawkins to the Winans to Clark Sisters to Commission to Fred Hammond. Bobby Jones national TV show.
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times to 2 Deep, where we played on big stages and opened up for a lot of big name artists. Ohio, any R&B artists out that's past and present, we've pretty much opened for. A lot of big stages we played on, so it's been a great career, man. It's been a great
Run a Rammy
run.
too, Cedric. Don't forget about the Rammys.
Yeah,
We won a Rammy.
Yeah. Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Hall of Fame, Rock Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I also had the pleasure of meeting a renowned gospel group with Cedric and them. They had a location where they practiced at called the Warehouse. And at the warehouse, you would meet a lot of distinguished individuals. But on this occasion, we happened to run into a streak of luck. I think that the Mighty Clouds for Joy was actually headed somewhere else. And they
Yeah, they were
needed.
head down. Yep. They were looking for a place.
Maybe you can tell that story, Cedric.
Yeah, well, this actually came about. Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger actually played for the Mighty Clouds of Joy. He lived in Rockford for a little while, played with Harlan Jefferson. He was looking for a place to practice in between tours. So we had the warehouse, which every musician, every black musician pretty much came down there and practiced or played and gig with us. So we had that space available, and they came down there and they practiced. And we got to meet the legendary
I'm gonna finish that. You got a chance to meet the legendary Joe Lagan. And Joe Lagan is
he's played with Sam Cooke.
Yeah, I think he's lost his internet, guys.
Hey, we got about 9 minutes left. I want to take an opportunity to share, give Miss Avery an opportunity to share her musical journey. I know I was gone from Rockford for 20 years, came back in 2010. And when I came back, Harlan Jefferson was doing a lot of local horn playing in different areas. And I thought he was the only one here doing it. Then I started hearing Yvonne Sims and Miss Avery, and I'm like, whoa, Harlan isn't the only one here that knows how to, Miss Brooke, that does that. We have a lot of talented musicians here in Rockford. So if you could just share a little bit about how you got into it, Miss Avery.
I basically started out on the Rockford music scene. I played in high school, in the high school band at Auburn High School, and then went on to college. And when I graduated college, I came back to Rockford, and I was in a band called 1811, which was kind of like me. That's where I kind of, begin the start on the Rockford music scene. But way back before that, when I went to Rock Valley, I had a small straight ahead jazz combo called First Take Jazz Combo. And we used to play at Stone Eagle Tavern on Friday nights. And that was like a long time ago. And so, and then I, coming out of 1811, I played with some other groups here and there. And then finally I began playing with Too Deep and was signed to their label. And so, yeah, I started in Rockford, just in high school and in middle school, in the middle school band, and then just loved it so much that I went on to actually pursue a full-time career in it. So.
Okay, y'all, we got about 7 minutes to go. I got one last question, then I'm gonna get out the way because I'm sure somebody has some more questions. But it said, you were talking about that we lost it, didn't we?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. You started taking lessons at school age at Gazzardo's. Be honest, were you learning music that you actually liked when you were taking those lessons?
I was just talking about that yesterday, man. I think no. The answer is no. I think it would have did me more good if I would have been evaluated at the point I was at when I went to Gazzardo's, because I had been playing probably a couple years before I started taking lessons by ear. I think it would, and this is for any teacher evaluating students. I think they should find out where they are as far as, if they're going to be a musician, find out, where they are as far as their musical journey. But the answer is no. The music wasn't for me.
Cedric, what street was Gazzardo's on? Was it on Albert or Royal?
I was on Albert.
Okay.
Right across the street from Sunset Park. Yep.
Awesome. Anybody got any questions they want to ask as it pertains to this, or just anything you want to bring up? We got about 6 minutes left. Anything you want to discuss with teachers or guests?
I have one question. And this question is to the group. I guess everyone can respond to this. What is something that KMS can do to create a striving music and performing arts program here? What would you all like to share that you believe can help us create a striving performing arts and music program at Kennedy?
I think one of the things that's important is to be culturally diverse. That's missing a lot when it comes to music and arts. To allow a student to express oneself within their own culture with the music that they appreciate, is very important, because that builds who they are. It also gives others a respect for their culture. And that's how you move throughout the world. You start to grow and understand other people's language. Music is a universal language. So, when you're able to express yourself and who you are musically, you get to know who that person is, their background, what they've been through. All of that's important. And that's a conversation and a respect that is missing in schools when you don't have a culturally diverse music department.
Yep, I hear you on that. You made me think of myself. I'm old school to the bone, so it takes a lot for me to hear a lot of newer music that I like, as far as on the radio. But and a lot of it, some of the language and the subject matter. But a lot of times I'll hear those same songs with just the instrumental, and I'll be like, oh, it'll get me. You know what I'm saying? The music gets me every time.
Yeah.
So I have to set aside sometimes those lyrics. The lyrics might not be for me, whether they're explicit or it just doesn't pertain to something I have an interest in. But that music, man, something about that music gets you every time.
I just think the city has to get more involved in providing more outlets for young musicians to play. I think it has to be a team effort, as far as school and city. The waterfront was big, man. Losing the waterfront was big. We need more things like that. We need more things, more outlets.
Yes, I agree. That's very important.
Yeah, if I can actually kind of piggyback on that, it was something that I've thought about for a while. I know when I was younger and very interested in the arts, it was discouraged as being considered a lucrative career. It was one of those things like, that's a great thing to be interested in as a hobby. And I think that it's an unfortunate thing that we get in the mindset when we are, teaching our children as teachers, as parents, as community members, that the arts are not a lucrative career, that they are hobbies. And I think that key to breaking through that is connecting them with people who are in the industry and letting them see not just, the Billboard Top 40, the people who are, having the big mansions, but the people who are on a smaller scale are having an actual career working in the arts, whether it's as a musician or as an artist, and it's not a hobby, it is their career. I don't know the way to kind of bridge that gap. But I'd love to see more community involvement of actual professional people who work in the arts, somehow connecting with our students so that they can see, yes, look, this is a real career. It's not a millionaire or nothing. It's not a hobby or a mansion. Like, you can have an actual career without having to be famous at it. So there is no lucky break. If you are working in the field you want to be, it's not a pipe dream.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Very true. And we got about 1 minute left. If we can get our three special guests just to share a closing thought, because we're going to be, like I said, this is recorded. We're going to be sharing it on various platforms and throughout the school. Any closing thoughts for our youth or teachers or the community? You could just take each one of you 20 seconds to do that. You start with Amanee, then Ced, and then Steve.
I would say don't be afraid to share your art. It may be hard sometimes to express yourself, but whatever it is you want to do or have to say, don't be afraid to do it and believe in yourself and work very hard. And you will get to ultimately where you want to be.
Well, I will say we have a recording company called Deep In Productions, and we're looking for artists all the time. So if you got what it takes and you feel you got what it takes, hey, give us a call, look on the internet, find Deep In Productions, and check us out.
And I'll just add that, you know, to parents, get involved. Press the school board to push diversity in music. Students, don't be afraid to express yourself. Art imitates life, and, you know, feel free to express that in your arts, whether it's, you know, through drawing or music business. It's all important. It's all a part of growing and culturally developing yourself. So I say get involved and do it.
Thank you all for those beautiful, beautiful remarks. Once again, big shout out to Miss Avery, Mr. Hanserd, and Mr. Muhammad for coming on to this. I'm sure we're gonna be bugging y'all again to come
It's
on.
an honor, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
for having me.
Hey,
Yeah.
village mentality, bro. That's what we pushing. Village mentality, and this is what breaking bread and sharing is all about. So thank you all. Thank you to Miss Onsgard for holding it down, hosting that, name that jam, and all the people that participated in that. That was a lot of fun. Everybody that came on, can't thank you enough. And let's just keep building and do what we do. Any closing thoughts, Mr. Miller?
Hey, man, this has been great, man. I thank you guys for coming on today. Mrs. Onsgard, you rocked this thing, man. We appreciate you, man. You did a fantastic job. Man, Amanee, thank you. Cedric, bless you, my brother. And Steve, man, we'll talk, man. Thanks, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you for the platform, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace out. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.
Peace.